Welcome back. This is week 15, and there's only 6 left. Let's just get to it. Only 1 line's left between Jonathan and Robbie. Let's see how long that lasts. Everything in threes. House guests are randomly divided into groups of 3, where they will compete against each other in multiple rounds of questions. When the house guest answers a question correctly, the other players in the group are eliminated. An incorrect answer also results in the player's elimination. The last player ready becomes the new head of household. Jonathan gets last, Sydney fourth. It comes down to Robbie, Josh, and Emily. Robbie finishes third, and Emily is the new head of household. Okay, and Emily begins the nomination ceremony. Only 3 safe: Josh, Sydney, and will it be Jonathan? Which means Robbie and Nick have been nominated. Robbie's unfazed, and Nick is very upset. And now, at the point, will everyone participate? Hooray. Uh-oh. Rectangled. So, the house guests walk into the backyard to see 3 large mailboxes covered in tangled strings. Each competing house guest is paired up with someone. You must untangle their string to receive a key, unlock their Vera medallion, and place it on the hook. Although they will compete in pairs, only one house guest can place it. The first to do so will win. Josh gets last, Robbie 5th, and Emily 4th. It comes down to Jonathan, Nick, and Sydney. Nick finishes 3rd, and Jonathan wins the power of veto. Robbie gives a casual speech, and Nick gives a short speech. And I think Jonathan's going to use it, because they're in an alliance. Yep, Jonathan... Oh, never mind. Use it on Nick. Because he has an unbreakable relationship with Nick. Robbie wishes Jonathan decided differently. Nick is thankful towards Jonathan. So Emily replaces Nick with Josh, which means either Robbie or Josh will be eliminated. After borrowing an item from Robbie, Sydney breaks it. Sydney and Josh bond, and Emily breaks down and threatens to quit. So Robbie says that he's less of a challenge than Josh, which is true. And Josh gives a casual speech. There's only 3 votes: Jonathan, Nick's, and Sydney's. Jonathan votes to evict Robbie. So only 2 votes will eliminate. And that's it. Sydney, once again, does not matter. Yeah, it really didn't matter. A vote of 3-0. Robbie is evicted from the Big Brother house. He leaves the house uneventfully. I mean, Robbie was technically right. Josh has won 2 more HOHs than him. So, yeah. Moving on to week 16. 5 left. 3 boys and 2 girls. The alliances, there are none. Freeze frame. The 3 competing house guests stand in between the 2 colored areas, each labeled with the word fact or fiction. Each round, the host will read a statement about the various pictures that appeared on the memory wall earlier today. The house guests must decide if a statement is true or false, fact or fiction. If they are correct, they earn a point. The player with the most points wins. Sydney gets last. And by the way, it says 3, there's actually 4. Yeah. So the competition comes down to Jonathan, Josh, and Nick. Nick finishes 3rd, and Josh wins another HOH. Man, he's racking it up. Okay, now only 2 people are safe. Sydney is safe, and Emily's safe. Which means the two other boys are for elimination, Nick and Jonathan. Nick is a little upset, and Jonathan's too angry to speak. And actually, wait. Oh, I want to see Josh's reasoning. Because I think he said something different, so. Josh says, I apologize, Nick, but I'm not aligned with either of you and have to nominate someone. I'm really sorry, Jonathan, but I have no alliances and have to make a choice. That's actually something different for once. So, everyone participates. Veto in a haystack. House guests enter the backyard to find 6 piles of hay. Thankfully, there's only 5 people, each opposite a podium with a buzzer. House guests must jump over bales of hay to find 2 veto symbols hidden in their pile of hay. First house guest to do so wins. Josh gets last, Emily 4th. So it comes down to Sydney, Jonathan, and Nick. Sydney finishes 3rd, which means someone will be able to save themselves. And it will be Nick. Now the question is, who will replace Nick? Josh replaces Nick with Emily. So either Jonathan or Emily will be eliminated. So Emily and Nick bond slightly, and after borrowing an item from Josh, Nick breaks it. Sydney opens up to Emily by sharing a personal story. They give speeches. Emily thanks everyone for making the stay enjoyable. Jonathan is a loyal player. The house guests vote. Only 2 votes. Nick votes to evict Emily, and Sydney votes to evict Jonathan. We have another tie. Not another tie. It's more like last season, we had a tie like this, which means Josh is the tiebreaker. So once again, there's a tie. Josh. Yep. More suspense. Back again. Josh M. as HOH votes to evict. Oh, Jonathan. I kind of ruined it by showing a bit of the J. A bit of the J. Oh, well. Josh has a better relationship with Emily. Jonathan has been evicted from the Big Brother house. Dang it, I kind of kept the suspense. And now, it's time for week 17. 2 boys and 2 girls. Nick, Josh, Emily, and Sydney. Okay, no alliances still. Fact or fiction. Each round, the house guests are given a statement. You must determine whether the statement is true or false by stepping either backwards or forwards. They earn a point if they're correct. House guest with the most points wins. Cough fit. Okay, so the competition comes down to Emily, Nick, and Sydney, of course. Emily finishes 3rd, and Nick is the new head of household, which means Nick is guaranteed to be in the final 3. Nick begins the nomination ceremony. Only one person is safe. Emily is safe, which means Nick has nominated Josh and Sydney. They're both unfazed. However, there's a once again, like last season, 50-50 chance one of the nominees will win the veto. And that means Emily will be up for elimination instead. Well, Big Brother Derby. The house guests each stand in front of pictures of 6 different horses being ridden by jockeys. They must place the face of one of the 5 current jurors on the jockey, along with 2 clues that correspond to that juror. The first house guest to complete this task for each juror will win the final power veto. Sydney gets last, so there's a 2/3 chance that Emily should be okay. Emily finishes 3rd, and Nick has won the golden power veto. So, this is the dilemma. Nick could essentially make sure that Emily is up for elimination with this vote. Because now that he has a veto, he could save someone and then Emily has to go up. So essentially, Nick has the power of who goes up for elimination today. Any two-person. Okay, Nick still supports his original nomination. Josh has no reaction, and Sydney's very upset. Final nominees are Josh and Sydney, and there's only one person to make that choice. They bond slightly before one of them leave. They each give short speeches, show the votes. Emily's vote is very important here. It determines the final member of the final three. We have Nick H and Emily, but who will be the other person? Who will be fourth? Emily votes to evict Josh. Emily has an unbreakable relationship with Sydney, which means the tides have turned on the boys. By a vote of 0, Josh has been evicted. He leaves the house without saying a word. Which means now it's been turned. 2 girls and 1 boy. And still, somehow, Sydney hasn't won anything. How did Sydney get this far? Well, tune in next time. No, actually no. Don't tune in next time. You know what? We're doing the final HOH now, so we can have the finale as its own separate video. Guys, you've been kind of tricked. We're going to actually get down to the finale. The final 2 by the end of this episode. Excitement. No alliances. None to exist. And now, once again, we got the 3-part. Remember, for the people who can't remember me saying it last season, whoever wins this HOH isn't automatically the winner. It's just that they're for sure in the final 2. Okay? So this is part 1. Emily, Nick, and Sydney compete in where the final 3 stand on the wobbling wings of plane. The last house guest remaining wins. Sydney finishes 3rd. Sydney probably won't win a challenge. And Emily is guaranteed a part in the final part of the HOH. So the losers of part 1 must search through scattered craft photos with evicted house guest's name on them. They must find all 13 and put them in the correct 13. Actually, there's 17 evicted people, and put them in the correct order by climbing a wall, then attaching them to a large ship. The house guest with the fastest time wins. Nick and Sydney did compete. Okay, Sydney loses. Sydney will never win a challenge. There's no other challenges to win. If Sydney wins the season, it'll be a miracle. But all we know is that Sydney is not going to be the HOH. So now, the final part of the HOH. This determines who is guaranteed a spot in the final 2. The house guests each sit in their individual stations in the living room. Each round, the host will read the beginning of a statement. The house guest must decide how a certain juror completed each statement. If they are correct, they earn a point. The house guest with the most points at the end becomes the final and most important head of household. Emily and Nick compete. Emily is the final head of household. Nick and Sydney face eviction. They give speeches about why they should stay. Nick thanks everyone for making the stay enjoyable. Sydney's like, "We have an unbreakable relationship. Please keep me," says Sydney, who, once again, hasn't won anything. See, Emily votes to evict Nick. Yep. Emily honors an unbreakable relationship with Sydney, which means Nick is evicted from the Big Bear house. He leaves the house without saying a word. Which means now, like last season, the tides have turned. Season 1, I'll remind you, girls were beating the boys by like 5 people. And then tide's turning. We have an all-boy final. And now, the boys were ahead of the girls. And now, we have an all-girl finale. And that's where we'll leave it off. Who will win? Emily or Sydney? Figure it out on the finale. Which, wait, you want to stay tuned? I might be able to tell you when. Depends if I can figure it out. How to schedule a YouTube video. So yeah, these are our final two. Emily and Sydney. Wait. Okay. I might be able to upload on a time limit. And I'm gonna make it late. Or should I make it late? You know what? Keep it simple. I'll stick with... Actually, no, I'll make it late. This is intense. If you want to know who wins, you better stay up late. So, I probably will... wait. Okay, wait. Yeah. If I'm allowed to schedule this video, it'll be uploaded at exactly 10 p.m. Which is really late, but it's worth it. But I'll, say something. I'll probably put in the description. I'll edit the description of this video. Weeks. 18, 17, 16, and 15, I think. I'll tell you that... Oh, never mind. So, yeah. 10 p.m. Or... Never mind. Somewhere else. So that's it. Stay tuned.